Welcome back and thanks for watching the Daily Meta. We got a great show planned for you today featuring the CEO of the Algorand Foundation, Stacey Warden, and finally, the aftermath of the Celsius debacle and Nexo's offer to buy the firm's assets. At the time of recording, the market cap of the entire cryptocurrency industry is just over $943 billion with a 24-hour volume of around $152 billion. Dominance still in Bitcoin's favor with 45.4% and Ethereum coming behind that with 15.5%. Here's a list of the top 10 cryptocurrencies in the industry today. Bitcoin holding that number 1 spot and Dogecoin holding down that number 10 spot. The first story of the day is brought to you by the Algorand Foundation and the community. Not only is IOHK and the Cardano Foundation making a splash at the Consensus event in Austin, Texas this year, but Algorand is making a splash, announcing some of their new projects, some of their new partnerships, and some of their new ventures within the Algorand ecosystem. So if you've never seen the Algo token, or you don't know what the Algorand Foundation is, or you don't know what Algorand is at all, quickly, it's a pure proof-of-stake blockchain created by Silvio Macaulay. He is a 2013 Turing winner, Algorand founder, and computer scientist. Silvio Macaulay is actually one of the most influential and one of the most respected people within the crypto industry and within the blockchain space with his project developments in Algorand and all the computer scientific contributions he's had to the field. But today I'm going to be bringing you some of the heat from Consensus and Stacey Warden, the CEO of Algorand, and her interview with CoinDesk.
We are just doing a partnership now with Napster, which is an evolution from the Spotify model, where musicians don't get paid properly for the downloads that they get. This new Napster model musicians will immediately and directly be paid for when people are listening to their music, when people are sharing their music, when they try new things. And so that to me is really what crypto is about for the creator economy more broadly. The builders on Algorand, we think, will survive, and Algorand is investing and positioning itself for the long term in the future. And we just had an event yesterday. I mean, there was 300 people at this event. You would never even think that we were in a crypto winter at all. People are so excited about what they're building and so excited about their moving forward. More specifically, to answer your question, that we have very big partnerships coming up. So we're going to be the blockchain for Fifa, as everybody knows. And so that means that the Fifa wallet will be on Algorand. They're talking about doing secondary ticket sales on Algorand, player trading, maybe even on the blockchain. We also have the partnership, of course, with Napster and with LimeWire. If anybody's old enough to remember LimeWire, again, the tokenization of intellectual property rights in Nigeria is now going to be on Algorand. So we are heavily focused on these kinds of real world and inclusion of all kinds kind of use cases.
Is that you have an attempt to kind of get some of the people that were working on the Terra blockchain to migrate over to Algorand. Can you just tell us a little bit about that and what is the motivation behind that?
Oh, those lunatics. We love those lunatics. I mean, it is such a great community over there at Terra Luna. And, just because the algorithmic stablecoin kind of went into a death spiral doesn't mean that there aren't amazing creators and amazing community over there and amazing builders over there. So they're looking to migrate to other chains, a lot of them. And so we just wanted to make it as easy as possible. So we put out $1 million in kind of help and integration help. And we also built a really simple way to go from that blockchain to the Algorand blockchain. And so the Pop-in Penguin started, and other teams are following.
Oh, I understand that there was a lot of talent there and you want to bring them over, but the UST thing was a big black eye on the crypto industry. And I guess I'd just love to hear your big picture take of how did this happen? Why did this happen, and how can it be prevented in the future?
This setup for an algorithmic stablecoin lends itself a little bit to A props up B, B props up A props up B, B props up A. And so when that fails to work, you can get into what is called and this is actually a financial markets term, a downward death spiral. And so, you have to innovate around these things. The idea behind that was that you would have a decentralized solution to a stablecoin, and I think that's an admirable thing to try, and I think people are going to continue to try. But for us, it's just not about the price and the volatility of Bitcoin or anything else. It's about financial inclusion. It's about what crypto can do in the real world, both to support the creator economy more broadly.
Our second story of the day is actually brought to you by the crypto firm Nexo and the Nexo network. So essentially, the Celsius debacle has pushed the whole entire crypto market into a downward spiral, with ETH going down to the levels of $1,200 and Bitcoin going to $22,000. Celsius has done something. People know it and they're running. There's a bank run on Celsius. I don't know all the details, but I do want to give you the details I do know about Nexo and their offer to acquire Celsius's remaining assets. So everyone knows on Sunday, due to extreme market conditions, today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts. This was words from Celsius, or the first initial words from Celsius, which then followed with, "We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations." This is what Celsius, one of the biggest crypto lending firms and one of the biggest staking platforms within the industry, this is what they're telling their customers. They can't withdraw anything, but on a good note, you can still receive rewards. So this, within a panic due to whatever extreme circumstances, has shifted the market into some sort of downward pattern. So Nexo, a competing crypto trading and asset management platform, has decided to put in an offer to acquire the remaining assets within the Celsius ecosystem. So this is really dope because Celsius is going down, but Nexo sees it as an opportunity to strike while the iron's hot and accumulate that 1.3 billion assets residing within the Celsius ecosystem. So if you don't know who Nexo is, they are a competing crypto trading platform while also being a digital asset management platform, like a wallet for individuals that don't want to self-custody and use a hard wallet or a hot wallet. So right now, Nexo manages around $12 billion within digital assets and has around 5 million users. The offer is serious, and if Celsius manages to accept it and relinquish the required assets or the remaining assets within their firm to Nexo, this might actually propel the ecosystem in the short term just a little bit, because the market could chop it up as Celsius was mismanaged or poor managed. But whatever the case may be, I'm glad to see that some people did get out in time and others, they are still receiving the rewards. But that's all I have for you today. Take care and thanks for watching.